please. Warm-up number 21 should come up on your screen as soon as you log in. Stay focused. We are going to go pretty quick on this session today, and you should be able to finish in class. I'm going to open up an assignment to make sure we get that in. Once again, warm-up 21 should come up, and it reads, compute the standard deviation and sketch a bell curve. A group of friends went to Jack in the Box. Here's how much each of them spent. Rounded the cents for feed the need. 6, 11, 8, 16, and 4. So you are to find the standard deviation, sketch a bell curve, and come up with a conclusion. I'll give you guys some time. Copy and vote. And just FYI, this session is being recorded. All right. First things first. Once again, this session is being recorded. Let's start with Adrian. We need a mean. What's the mean, please? 9. Hands if you got 9. All right, looks about right. All right. So from there, we need to go a standard deviation up and a standard deviation down, which means we need our sigma or our standard deviation. All right, standard deviation. Moses, what'd you get? You haven't got there yet? All right, let's go with Sam, standard deviation. $17.6. Square rooted. All right, so therefore square root of 17.6 is about 4 point something. Approximately 4.1 what? 19. All right, I'll take that. So therefore, we go up, that's 13.19, and we go down, that's 4.81. And this is our norm. So the norm is from 4.81 to 13.19. Now, according to what we're looking at here, this problem, in context, it says a group of friends went to Jack in the Box, and here's how much they spent. This is what they spent. And we said that the norm is from here to here. So, share with your neighbor your observation. What is your conclusion according to your observation? All right. Go over here to Thomas. Conclusion. All but 2 are in the norm. In parentheses right there for the 2, tell your neighbor which 2 are not in the norm, which 2 are not in the norm. Which 2? Pass them one, Thomas. $16 and 4. Yeah, 16 is way over here, and 4 is somewhere over here. So those are the only 2 that are not in the norm. The rest are within the norm. 10Q. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, send that in, please. All right, copy the agenda. Warm-up number 21 is done. Once again, we're in the middle of intro for statistics and probability. Tonight's home play, due at the end of the period, page 10, numbers 1 through 16 odds. Last week, you did even, right? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. So I'm going to open up an assignment on Canvas that reads page 10, numbers 1 through 16 all. Because by now, by the end of the period, you should have all of them, right? All right, good. That's the one that we're turning in today. Okay. All right, we good? All right, in case you don't finish, here it goes. Copy the code. Reminder on those cell phones. Last call on those cell phones. What's that? D97. There's the code in case you don't finish. 38D97. Sorry? No, this is in case you don't finish. All right, those of you following on YouTube, this is the code that you need in order to access the home play. All right, let's continue. So last time you did 1 through 16 evens. So let's start with number, yes? Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's go over number, let's see. Number 6. Look at number 6. It says, pizza sizes. It says, determine whether the data are qualitative or quantitative. Once again, determine whether the data are qualitative or quantitative. Pizza sizes, small, medium, and large. Small, medium, and large. Talk to your neighbor, let them know what that is. All right, let's go over here with, bring it back to Moses. What is it, Moses? Qualitative. Why do you say that? Moses, qualitative, he's right, but why do you think he says that? Yes. It doesn't involve numbers. Let's go. All right, so today you're doing odds, but before we do, copy the objective, please. I can classify qualitative and quantitative statistics. I can classify qualitative and quantitative statistics. By now, we should be experts at both, because we started with this since last week, and since you guys are very focused and take copious notes, we're on the ball with this one. However, if we were to ask Gio what statistics is, he should be able to know by now at least key words, right? But before he enlightens us, tell your neighbor what statistics is or are. What is statistics? All right, Gio, what is statistics? A science, yes. And what do we do? What do we do? We collect data, organize it, right? We look through it, and at the end we come with conclusions. We've been coming up with conclusions. All right, so we have that. Next, look at it. Descriptive versus inferential. Tell your neighbor a keyword for descriptive and a keyword for inferential. What's the difference between one to the other? And Gio's going to pass it to someone. All right, Gio, pass someone. Focus, please. Enrique, descriptive. What would be a keyword for descriptive? He said facts. Okay, that is correct. Pass someone for inferential. Aaron, a keyword for inferential. Hypothesis, okay, or probability. Probability or estimations and such like that. Okay, we got this. All right. So, with that said, by the end of the period, you need to have numbers 1 through 17 done because you already did the evens. Is that correct? Is it a different one? Oh, yeah, my bad. That was from last week. All right. Before I let you go to practice, I'm going to send you this screen. I want you to tell me what categorical is versus quantitative, and then I want you to fill in the 2 blanks right there. Hold on. And don't look at your notes. I want to see how much your noodle remembers about this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. So, categorical or qualitative cannot be expressed in numbers. The other can be expressed. And we've been talking about discrete versus continuous. Is that correct? All right. So, with that said, look at this one, example 1. It says, number of hours a week a teenager spends working on homework. Write it in there. Is it discrete or continuous? Is that discrete or continuous? Write it on the screen. Discrete or continuous? Write it on your screen. All right. So, let's see. Let's pass it to who haven't we called on in a while? Jacob. Discrete. Hands if you agree with discrete. Yeah, I'll go with discrete because you can actually take a quick survey here and get it counted. Go with the next one. Look up. Discrete versus continuous. Cups of coffee Mr. Q drinks a week. Write it on the screen, please. Discrete or continuous? Hands if you agree with continuous. Yeah, because sometimes I don't drink any, and then some other days I drink 2. Some other days I drink 8, and so on and so forth. Oh, yeah. Yeah, can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? Thank you. Next, look up. What are the 4 different types of variable classifications? Type them in there. Don't look at your notes. Type them in there. 4 different classifications. Write it in there. 4 different classifications. I'm going to be nice and I'll give you 1. Ratio. How about that? Ratio. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. I know. All right, so with that said, this is due at the end of the period. Make sure you already have your evens. Now you're going to do the odds, and I'll open up an assignment. Those of you who are following on YouTube, make sure you put some work in. See you guys next time. Peace.